If you ask me for anything, my love, I will oblige, I will oblige, I will oblige. I'm Doug.
Yeah, and we're the producers pit. Welcome. We got a fucking great episode, man. I mean, hey, all you goons and producers, welcome in. You know, your boy, Miko Anthony. Damien's an alien with me as always. And yeah, you already know we're coming out swinging. We came out, horns blaring, so... Who is this man? Oh, you already know. It's Doug. He introduced himself. He already did his job for us.
I've got my name on my shirt.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I see it.
Of course. It's got to be abstract, otherwise I'm a dick.
But for those of you that don't know Doug, this guy is probably one of the best trumpet players in the game. We're going to say in general. Not just Albuquerque, but in general.
I'm here to pick fights with every other city right now. New Orleans, I'm coming for you. It's not going to go very well.
That's where the king gets his crown right there.
Oh, absolutely.
You take on New Orleans. But,
and then get thrashed because New Orleans is brutal.
Doug, for those of you that go to a lot of music events, you've probably seen this guy. I mean, it's the trumpet, the style, the smile. He's got it all. I'd say he's an Albuquerque legend, and you're probably also a deity of the music scene out here. Just straight up, you'll appear some places, and you're just like, this is a blessed music event.
As long as I can be a deity that represents something silly, like I don't know, trains or some bullshit.
Or trumpets, maybe.
Oh shit! Now that's Archangel Gabriel. Hit up Catholicism. What's up?
But no, this dude is probably one of the most talented in the scene. I mean, Jam King, which you've done some crazy shit that was just off the cuff. I mean, during sound check.
Thank you, sir.
Definitely did that. So, I mean, anyways, but point is today's interview is very bittersweet. You partake in loving Douggery as this man is moving.
Yeah, I'm having
to the great beyond.
Yes, exactly. Enter the void. All of those ones.
the great beyond the void.
Well, this is what happens when you're born and raised in New Mexico. I'm from Las Cruces originally. Well, between Las Cruces and a small town called Kingston. And at a certain point, if you are from New Mexico, you have to leave so you can learn how fucking good you have it here.
And so you're at that stage in your journey. But
yeah, I'm going to go educate myself and then bring those resources and, frankly, all their money and then bring it back here.
That's a good plan, but, I mean, it's tough to say goodbye to a local legend, you know, for the time being.
Well, if I have been called that, it's only because there's a community that actually expresses interest in the people that are a part of it here. That's one thing that I'm very scared about going to a bigger city because, I'm excited. And I think that we're ready. We've got a good group of people going out there. But bigger cities don't need heroes. They don't need big groups of people. They don't need anybody to stand out because everybody in those cities is trying to stand out. So the question is, how do I go from being to a sort of that the South can accept?
It's going to be a struggle. Well,
that's true.
Regardless, we're happy to have you in before you pack up and get out of here.
Last possible moment. I'm moving out of my house today.
Oh, you fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
Straight up. So, I guess we got to get into Song of the Week. Weekly song recommendations. General and local picks, and we'll get right into it. Damien, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so today, once again, driving over here, I heard a classic. I used to listen to this artist. It's two people, Anderson .Paak and Knowledge. No Worries. Swayed, but no worries. I mean, obviously, I'm a big Anderson .Paak fan. I've said it before.
You got the Fortnite skin?
Yeah, I got the Fortnite skin. And, no, that song just brings me good memories. I mean, they're smooth with it. Like, the production's insane. Anderson .Paak just glides on the track. He floats on it. So, definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. As far as local picks, I'm going to go ahead and go with Who's Standing With Me by Isaac Aragon. Man, that song is beautiful. And I know he runs around with D Brown and all them. So I know for a fact that influence, you could hear it. It's beautiful. They got the amazing vocals. They got amazing production. I know it's an R&B soulful track. It's absolutely amazing. If you haven't heard that, go check that out.
I mean, yeah, you got someone in the D Brown camp. And, I mean, the situation fields a gang, a group. They are some of the most talented.
Fantastic.
I mean, those open mics that they do is a sight to behold. So I mean, you gotta expect someone who runs around with a D Brown.
Oh yeah.
Bangers only.
What's the firehouse? That fire station?
Monte
there?
Vista.
Monte Vista. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
right.
Great place.
That's probably that's the only open mic that I've been to in this particular city where you can just melt in the first 30 minutes. Most open mics in the city will get you there, but that one just talent pouring through that fucking place.
Well, the only time I went there was with you. Funny enough.
That's no, go honestly, because D Brown's there a lot, Khalila's there a lot. It's a fucking good spot. It's a good spot.
Great spot for sure. I enjoyed when I went. So
also, it used to be a firehouse. That's neat.
yeah,
That's cool.
And now it just serves alcohol and music. Disgusting. What happened to this country? We need more firehouses. Yeehaw!
World's on fire.
World's on fire. We need firehouses.
Anyways, Doug, you got any recommendations music-wise to the audience at home?
Okay, music-wise, audience at home. Willa's entire first EP, produced by Peter Taylor. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Honestly, some songs. It's one of those ones that'll just fucking get you out of surprise. I've listened to it a couple times on the first day that it came out because I was just driving around. I was like, this is a vibe of the fucking day. Flows well, and it's got like a nice soul to it. Not to mention, I appreciate her specifically because she can do a good EP and a very good tarot reading in the same afternoon. And
That's facts.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got one from her way back when Ancora was a spot. So,
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah,
Likewise.
good.
Always, that's what we're here for. But there's that also. Walker Cass, Good Riddance, always a fucking. I mean, I'm saying that partially because I'm about to go see them in Nashville. And
you don't want to get jumped by them.
No. They'll get away with it. I ain't got shooters in Nashville. I don't have shooters here either, but I especially don't there. But no, beautiful songs going on out there. Also, I'm just rattling off because there's a lot of good shit happening in the scene. Our guitarist has a solo album out on this stuff. Where is it specifically right now? He's off camera. It's on the internet.
It's on the internet.
JDL.
OnlyFans.
SoundCloud. Go get them. And then in terms of general song recommendations, Always and Forever. What's That Sound by Buffalo Springfield? There we go.
Yeah.
Eternally.
Nice.
Beautiful. All right, well, moving on to my picks. Even though I wasn't really as big into Injury Reserve as you were, I've really come to appreciate them. The stuff they do with Amine is just always like, it's hilarious, it's great.
Yeah.
And this week, fuck it. Jailbreak the Tesla.
Yeah.
Injury Reserve and Amine, just a fucking great driving song, hilarious, really, throws you back to the iPod Touch era. They were spitting. When they brought Cydia up, I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Great song. I've been listening to that one nonstop pretty much this week, and it's real sad to know that R.I.P. Man. I mean, I've really gotten to kind of appreciate it. You know what? I can see what made Injury Reserve so special, and then with the Mine is just fucking fantastic. I mean, they really bring out, I think, the best in each other.
You ever listen to their first EP, Cooler Colors?
Damien is. He's deep into that one.
The black sheep, the real black sheep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that good shit. Honestly, if you get for that song alone, I gotta shout Samuel David Katz, a very good friend of mine. He was a photographer with them for a certain amount of time.
That's dope.
He's
awesome.
Sam's on some crazy shit.
Really
But
cool.
whatever the case, he showed me their first EP back in like my sophomore year of college, and we used to bump that shit on road trips. It was fantastic.
That's dope.
Definitely
really cool.
good stuff. As for local, but go with a bit of recency bias. Johnny Bad Luck got me a bit more after his show, and Never Thought is my local pick this week. Good opener, a real personal song on that one. He opens up saying this is some real shit, and Johnny does have a lot of genuine kind of life experience that he pours into his music. And hey, seeing his stuff live last show was fantastic. So hey, go check that one out if you haven't. Great guy, great music, and that's what I've been bumping locally this week. And of course, if you want to see what we have bumped from now until the beginning of time, producers_pit at Spotify, local and our local picks and our general picks. Both playlists are there. It'll take you on a ride, and maybe a ride in your Tesla that you have jailbroken. So
Exactly.
Picking fights with Elon already. Goodness
Yeah.
gracious.
Yeah, I know.
Good.
I might not need it. I shouldn't buy a Tesla then. My brakes might stop.
Nah, probably.
Well, don't pick fights with Elon or Walker Cass. I think that's the lesson
Yeah, just
here.
don't pick fights.
lesson.
Hey, everybody.
fights, yeah.
Hi, my name is Doug, and I'm here to tell you, don't pick fights. Be nice.
So that's first of many nuggets of advice we'll get today from Doug. But
absolutely.
anyways, we'll get into it more soon with Doug here in a bit. But first, let's take a break. We'll be right back. And we're back with the producer's pit. We're here with our boy Doug, best trumpeter in the game, horniest man in Albuquerque,
Facts.
probably
Possible.
possible. I mean, look at that thing. Look
I
at that
beat
trumpet.
syphilis. What's up?
Oh, I thought we were talking about the trumpet. but yeah.
No, I'm talking about. I'm stronger than Al Capone. That's all I'm going to say.
You pay your taxes at least.
I don't make enough money to pay taxes. I make $30 a year.
Allegedly.
I photosynthesize. That is how I make my nutrients.
Also, I'm gonna need you to put another mark on the Al Capone mentions. That was the second week in a row this happened.
Oh,
we talked
yeah,
about
you're
it
right.
last week.
Oh.
Shout out Capone.
Shout out Capone. You're
Shout
too
out
dead to hear it. Rip!
Oh, syphilis king. Bro.
Syphilis ass having. If you're gonna be that much of a deviant, at least pay your taxes.
Facts,
I
bro.
agree.
If you've got a disease and the government coming for you, you fucked up.
He's spitting.
You spit.
He's spitting right
Yeah,
now.
that's fucking more applicable in today's world than anything.
It's true.
but
It's true.
Fucking local legend, dog.
Shout out amoxicillin. Woohoo!
All right, let's get into it. So, how did the legend of Doug start, and then what got you to then pick up the trumpet?
So I guess I have to ask, what do you mean by the legend of Doug?
The story, the musical journey of Doug.
So musical journey-wise, I wasn't really making much music until I got to college, because I was I was in choir in high school. When I was a kid, I was in this thing called the Doniana Youth Choir, but I was like 6. So I sing in the choir. The problem is I was 6 and I didn't know how to read music, and then they didn't teach me how to read music because I was 6. And then I kind of figured out how to do, listen to where the notes should go, vaguely, but entirely based on the laziness of one choir director in Las Cruces. I'm not going to name any names.
It'd be cool if you did.
It'd be cool if I did, but I'm not. Hey, I said no fighting in the previous segment, and I stand by that.
Well, that's not picking a fight. I think beef and fighting are two different
That's
things.
very true. Unfortunately,
But beef leads to fighting.
the choir director I had when I was 6 is not in the rap or music game currently, so beefing with him ain't gonna boost my streams, bro.
Gotta start somewhere, though.
Hey, yo, Mr. I am after you, not teaching me music ass.
Shooters on deck, bro.
Shooters on deck. This Southern Baptist choir game is fucking crazy, bro. But I did that for a while. The first show that I ever played in my life was my high school graduation, where I played a song that is probably the most emotional, cringy nonsense that a high school student would write as his first song. Yeah. But I did that, and then my freshman year of college, I'm walking down the hallway, I hear somebody playing guitar, and it's my very good friend, Anami Das. I look into their door, and they're just playing guitar. I was like, I could probably sing to that. And we spent the entirety of that freshman year jamming and making bongs out of Gatorade bottles.
Fire.
Yeah.
Engineering degree or what?
Oh,
Yeah, I was engineering.
Yeah, I started with an engineering degree, and now I play the trumpet. No, I started out with a pre-med degree, and I ended up with a trumpet. Yeah, something about going to be an EMT will really change your mind about wanting to be a doctor pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
See some shit.
But I played around for a while. Me and Anami were in a band called Buggy for a while. And then I was in a band called Juniper Saddle, and then $3.20, just experiments with various groups. And then beginning of the summer, Monsoon Music House started to have these open jams, these things over at Ancora Bakery. I met Jay Dell. Jay Dell was playing keys at the first one of those that we ever jammed at, which was very, very ridiculous. And then Corbin and I met at one of those jams a little bit later. And the first performance of what would become Doug and the Dying was actually at a music festival that we put on called Burning Burke. And Yeah, it was mostly just a giant bonfire in the middle of the desert. It got absolutely crazy. Fireworks. I put out 3 or 4 fires that evening. It was really out of hand. Don't tell BLM.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Everything that I
metaverse.
say, you can't prove shit.
Yeah, it was in the metaverse.
It was in the metaverse.
It was in the metaverse.
Yeah.
So we played a gig on the back of a trailer in the metaverse while fireworks were going off. And Corbin was playing banjo, Jada was playing guitar, and I was playing trumpet. And that was kind of the beginning of this band as it existed. So kind of in the middle of the summer.
What drew you to the trumpet, though? I mean, I know there was a time in your life where you picked that up, so.
I picked up the trumpet a little over a year ago.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
So I was
Pretty good at it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason it has a strap on it. I have to play it every day because it's hanging on my person.
Oh, yeah.
It's better than a
Obligation.
purse. Beyond obligation, I am legally required. If I'm not wearing the trumpet, I'm legally naked.
Makes sense.
Ask APD. But I was on my way out to Phoenix to see my family for Thanksgiving, and I'm about most of the way there, and I get a call, incidentally, from a NAMI who was living in San Francisco at the time, and they call me, and they say, I'm getting a divorce. Come and get me. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I got to Phoenix, I spent a couple days with my family, and then I drove out to San Diego. Sam went to San Francisco and grabbed a NAMI, brought them down to San Diego. I went to San Diego, and then, spent a week in the city. I love it out there, enjoying myself. I got stung by a stingray. NAMI also got stung by a stingray. And then afterwards, we were smoking weed in marijuana. That dope kush we were smoking in Sam's garage. And
Gatorade bottle?
No. We upgraded.
Okay.
That's good.
Sam's got that photographer money. He can afford a bong. But we look in the corner of the garage, and this is just sitting in a case. And I was just like, hey, Sam, what the fuck is that? He's like, it's a trumpet I played in middle school. And I was like, I'll buy it from you. He's like, how much? I was like, you tell me. He said, $30. And I said, $30? And then he said $40.
Oh.
And then I gave him $40 for it, and it's the best gift I've ever received in my life. I learned how to play on that trumpet, and then I jumped on it on Launchpad. So that trumpet is broken, and now this is the trumpet that Peter Taylor's dad played for years and years and years and years, and now I play it.
There you go.
Yeah. So about a year and a couple of particular circumstances led me to having this particular thing. And I just play it every single day. Paul gave me my first shot in the studio with it. And then that gave me the confidence to shoot it out into the scene a little more.
So, like with Paul, whoever kills the cowboy killer has to don his hat and don the moniker. So, does the same apply to you? Or if someone kills Doug, you gotta pick up the trumpet?
No, if you kill me, the trumpet will kill you.
Oh.
The trumpet has agency, and it's also my son.
It's your son. That makes sense. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah. The different dynamic here.
Very different dynamic.
Misunderstood the whole thing.
Yeah, it's true. Also, like I'm saying, no fighting. No fighting.
No
fighting,
fighting.
So hopefully nobody's out here trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Unless it's that choir beef,
No, that choir beef, Mr. Hop. He's coming to get me.
True. So who have been your biggest musical influences so far?
I would say in terms of like my so here's the challenge for me is I don't know how to play any songs on the guitar that I didn't write because I am a very lazy man. But the stuff that I listened to a lot when I was a kid, Johnny Cash and The Doors and Steppenwolf. So that's sort of like 70s sort of style and a little bit of that more folk Americana space. And I've spent time in Nashville. We haven't gotten to this part of the interview yet, but I'm moving to Nashville. And that's not out of nowhere. I was going to move there my sophomore year of college. But then, I decided I wanted more New Mexico time. But now it feels right to go out there. Because the education that I got in music by just being in Nashville, being around that quality of musician all the time, and also going into the backwoods, meeting people who have been day drinking and playing guitar on the porch of a restaurant for 45 years, those are the people who will teach you about music. Because they have two things inside of them, liver disease and music. And I love them so much for it.
That's great.
Sounds about right. So what ended up getting you into the local music scene? I think you kind of covered it, but what was that kind of first thing that you were like, this is where it's at,
The first taste that I ever had, because the performance has always been the part that I love, because I have a theater degree, I am an actor, I still do acting stuff. Incidentally, I'm driving out to Nashville, and then the day after I get to Nashville, I'm flying back to be in a movie, and then I'm flying back to Nashville. Nice. It's out of hand. Yeah. But
Famous guy.
In terms of my introduction to the music scene, Sam Roberts, John King Cave, crazy guy in the scene. Very, very good songwriter. A little bit out of his mind. We appreciate him for it, though. He walked up to me at a party at my friend Jordan's house, and he just says, "What's your deal?" He's wearing this big cowboy hat and like, "What do you like?" And I swear he screamed it at me, but my response was like, "I like to make music." And so he's like, "Neat." And then he grabbed me and he pulled me downstairs to this basement, and there was a guitar in the basement. And he was like, "Play something." I was like, "Am I gonna die?"
Yeah.
So I played him one of my songs, and then he was like, "You want to be in my band?" I don't know why all of this sounded like yelling in my head, but it was just so intimidating.
Yeah.
Because he was a pretty big thing in the scene at the time. And I was like, "Sure." So I played theremin in his punk pop band for a
hell
while.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're hitting that.
Yeah, I was hitting that, not touching the instrument style shit. And then we played fiestas that year and all sorts of stuff. And I got a taste for it then. So starting with Buggy with Anami my freshman year, moving on playing with John King Cave. Well, at the time I think the band has changed name 8 times. It's hard for me to say anymore.
That's how it is,
Playing with that band, and then eventually working on different projects until I could land at Doug and the Dying.
We're big stories. So you've become quite a figure in this music scene, in the music culture of Albuquerque, I'd say. I mean, everyone knows who Doug is, the trumpet guy. You know, if they don't know you're Doug, they know you're the trumpet guy. But
It's my favorite thing is when people see me singing at a show and they're like, "You can sing?" You're a trumpet man.
what do you think gives a music scene its culture?
That is a very good question. I think that, well, in New Mexico specifically, it's a lot about the land. Because, the thing that bound a lot of the music scene together is jams out in the middle of nowhere or going up to the foothills and jamming out there. The music scene of New Mexico is based on the fact that this place still understands how to have reverence for the sky and the earth and the stone around us, which is what makes the New Mexico sound so important, and it's why we are recording our album at Rio Grande Studios, which is a 300-year-old adobe building up the road.
Shout out Ken Riley.
Shout out Ken Riley.
Yeah,
But we're doing that specifically because in New Mexico, the sound comes from the soil. But in terms of like the ways that these interactions go on and what makes the music scene better, it's jams. It's getting a bunch of people together who ordinarily wouldn't interact. If I was just playing the game of open mics and that sort of stuff, where it's regimented and there's kind of this defensiveness about who's playing next and all this sort of stuff, I would never get to the opportunity to play with a fucking amazing guitarist like Jay Dell. We wouldn't have learned that Bonzo was the best banjo player in fucking history if he hadn't picked up a banjo during some of these jams. What a waste it would have been if he had just decided to play bass. This man rips up a banjo, and we found that out through jamming, through exploring. And that's what I love about the Monsoon Music House, is it gives space for people to kind of jam together. And that's what I love about the scene, is there are people who are interested and open to finding new sounds. And the only challenge that we have in the Albuquerque music scene is the fact that people can discover something amazing. And they can be ready to show it to everybody. And then they're in Albuquerque. And the city hasn't developed to the point that we can really make a living or make a name for ourselves in music. So that's why, frankly, I'm heading off, is so that we can take this New Mexico sound, introduce it in another place, steal all their money, and then come back.
Big heist.
Big heist.
Big heist.
Big heist. Nashville, I'm coming for you.
And the choir guy.
He's in Cruces. It's fine. I don't need to come for him.
But you kind of said there's beef. You got to.
Oh, yeah. You know what? How about this?
It's like rap beef.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
It is rap beef.
It's not. He's not gonna. Put
Do,
hands
re,
on him,
mi,
you know?
lor, right. Do, re. No, thank you.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm sorry.
That was bad. I didn't want to have to use that for the first time on myself. But
I didn't think you'd have to use it on yourself. I thought it was going to be on us.
No, y'all are killing it.
So, on the topic of the music scene out here, what is something you're going to end up missing about Albuquerque?
Desert fucking jams, my man.
Desert jams.
Just like being just the dustiest you've ever been in your life, playing an instrument and something's on fire nearby. That's a magical combination. Not even really considering the drugs. But I think that the challenge of like New Mexico is that there's an openness and just kind of a peace to it. Because in a lot of cities all around the country, if you're a musician, you find other musicians as your enemy. And that's not the case. New Mexico understands that. We're going to see if other places do.
Oh, that's true. Big true. Everyone always wants to work with each other.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. You know, everyone's got the same band. You know.
Yeah.
shout out Johnny
shout out
Bad Luck.
Johnny Bad Luck,
He
yeah.
has some wisdom on that. I don't know. We're gonna repeat here, but it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big incestuous family. We'll just throw it out there.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
Oh, that makes sense.
But
That makes sense.
but at least everyone's family. At least there's no big beef out
All right,
here.
I gotta go.
Yeah. But no, for real. I mean, that's one of the magical things about out here is everyone's willing to work with each other for the most part. I haven't seen too much hostility.
Yeah.
Unless
I'm also going to miss paying very small amounts of rent and being able to explore in the financial sector.
Oh,
Yeah.
uh-oh.
Yeah,
Invest in Bitcoin? Bitcoin metaverse? Uh-oh.
Metaverse. I told you metaverse
Yeah,
is my safe word. I can't.
You can't stop.
True.
So bring it up.
All right. So how do you choose what music events to bless and make an appearance at? We've had both of our events graciously blessed by you. It's like
Literally,
it's a religious experience, I feel.
I think that the entire experience of me going out into the music scene is primarily, one of the lovely things about Doug and the Dying is we've been playing a shit ton, which has let us, develop our sound and figure out, who we are musically. But the big challenge is whenever I come downtown to start to witness events, everything kind of becomes a fugue state pretty quickly because this is an adventure machine. If you can, you can find a jam, you can end up in a basement playing a show with a cumbia band, you can end up wherever the wind takes you. So I just go downtown and wherever I hear is happening, if the timing is right, I go. If I run into a particularly scary bird on the way there, or maybe if there's a big sound, I'll be like, oh no, I'm scared. And then I'll fuck off to some other thing.
It could originate from the drugs.
Possibly. You see, it's either drugs or I've developed a viewpoint on life, for the chaotic moment that we live in, where I don't have any control over what's going to happen. Embrace the void, baby.
Embrace the void.
Yeah, just float from place to place, and eventually either something cool will happen or you'll die.
I just feel like it's a blessing of the music gods out here. It's God sent Jesus to enlighten the people, and it's like the Albuquerque music gods send Doug.
The last thing that I
bless
need
you.
before I go to Nashville is a Messiah complex.
I was gonna say,
Jesus allegory.
All I can say is that being able to be in this scene and being able to jam with people, I think one of the greatest highlights of my life musically has been the fact that there are some times where, depending on the show, I'll show up with a trumpet and then I'll just and then people will be like, or either way, fine by me. But if somebody says, then I hop up and I enjoy playing a set with some folks. And that is my favorite thing, especially because once I got to do it in front of my mom. And after I got back off of the stage, she was like, oh, wow, you're actually going to be a musician. And I was like, finally, fuck, thank you.
Thanks, Mom. It's not a phase.
It's not a phase. I played with that guy. It was awesome.
We're going platinum.
This live recording of this Launchpad set is going platinum. Watch me.
I mean, you do integrate into whatever situation you are flawlessly. Every time you jump in, it's like, was this guy part of the band the whole time? Was he late?
Yeah.
I probably was late.
That's also true. Or what's also been entertaining was where you were leaving voicemails for people.
Oh yeah.
Damn, once upon a time, absolutely.
That was dope too.
Do y'all have a proper producer's pit voicemail?
No,
we
I
don't.
mean, you can. No, we don't.
Shit.
We gotta get the contact list up. Hey, if you come back.
All right.
We'll
Well,
have
hey,
a cold call
if
everybody.
either of you boys ever need a voicemail, you let me know. I started off my performing career as a voice actor. I used to do the stage announcements at Popejoy Hall. So before the shows, be like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Popejoy Hall. My name is Doug, and I'm here to tell you about this year's raffle. We're giving away a trip for two to New York City. And I do that to 2,000 people.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh, you can do radio
was
too.
gonna
What
say,
the
you
hell?
could.
You can do it all.
KUNM once told me that my voice was too exciting for public radio.
Really?
That's facts.
Wow.
There's some beef I'm fine with. KUNM.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Actually, I owe them an apology. The first time I was ever on a KUNM show, I swore.
Oh yeah.
You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
You can do that public access TV. We're a little more laissez-faire here, but
Fuck
know.
yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's what's up.
That's what's up.
But
Whoa, 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 whoa,
whoa, hey.
Let's tone it down.
J Dell's off camera.
The dying's getting a little rambunctious.
Exactly. We're living too hard, baby.
We might get content warnings.
Exactly.
Who knows?
Content warning too real.
So on the topic of events, though, tell us how Dougfest came to be. I mean, that's quite an event. It was an experience like none other. I'll tell you that much.
Are you talking about burning Woodcake?
Yeah, but we call it Dougfest.
Well, so frankly, I couldn't have done Dougfest at all without my friend Evan Pierce. Evan Scott Pierce, amazing photographer and videographer in town. Done some work with Paul. He does a lot. He does big boy shit though. He does like restaurants like hire him to go and like record all their food and shit. And also he's wildly talented, really really good guy, and he's a Tauseño, so he knows how to throw a fucking woodsy. But those parties actually have a long history. So my 19th birthday, we all went out to the spot where Burning Woodcake Dougfest was. We all went all the way out there. We had a fire. We had like our friend who was a drummer beating on like a piece of tin, and we just drank until the morning. Got absolutely allegedly.
We don't condone underage drinking.
If we don't condone, you don't want to end up like this. You don't. Damage. But the entirety of our experiences out there was like every year for my birthday, we'd go out there, we'd have a really, really fun time. It was really like, it was always like an intimate thing as well. Yeah. And then it kind of got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it was a little bit out of hand.
Yeah.
And then like at the beginning of that summer, me and Evan were like, yeah, should we just go as hard as we possibly can? Just because, at a certain point, you get too old to drink 5 shots of tequila, then 6 more shots of tequila, and then wake up underneath a car. You can only do that until you're like 23, and then it's like, whoa. So we're like, you know what, let's go. One last one. We're going to go absolutely ham. Let's make it happen. And so we threw that last piece together, organized all the music that I was going to be a part of. Evan set up a trailer. We had fireworks. That all came to be as the culmination of a tradition that is probably now too detrimental to my health to carry forward. You see, after that, literally like 2 months after that, I was like, I need to stop drinking. I wasn't even drinking that much, but after that, I was like, I've done enough.
No, I mean, I got to experience the one. I think you had Munira on there, you had Cowboy, you had quite a few people. That was an experience. It's just like going out to bumfuck New Mexico, listening to some music, seeing all the homies. Yeah. There's a huge fire. Yeah. Everyone's just gathered.
Well, you see, that's...
There might have been a couch on fire, too. Allegedly.
God, allegedly. I don't know, it gave off allegedly the most acrid and horrible smoke that I ever saw. I saw somebody throw it in the fire, and I was like, fuck, and I just hit the deck. Because poison. But allegedly.
Asbestos.
Allegedly. But no, honestly, that's the thing. If you're talking about what makes the New Mexico music scene important, there's a primalness to it. There's a history that is older than any person here, or any group of people here, except for, native folks. Like, fun. Well, the Laguna, the Isleta, everyone. Sandia. Pick a tribe. They have been in this valley making music around a fire forever, since time immemorial. So long ago that it unbelievable. The first footprints found in civilization in North America were found in white sands 3 hours from here. Yeah. This place is ancient. Native people have taken care of the spirit of this place, and now the people who live here are privileged enough to take part of that. And so I think to live in New Mexico and to really appreciate the vibe is also to appreciate the cultures that came before. Sincerely, speaking as a white man, it humbles me to be in the presence of this much tradition, this much culture, and I have an immense amount of respect for it because it is what gives this place its soul. But anyways, New Mexico.
Yeah. Very soulful event.
Very good.
Yeah.
Out there. I mean, like I said, haven't experienced anything like it since.
Yeah.
So are those going to be coming back if you find your way?
Well, once I make $1 million in Nashville, then I will come back and do the thing properly. That's the entire goal.
Because, goddamn.
Well, you see, that's kind of how like Burning Man sort of stuff happened as well. Because, again, at the most basic part of human culture is sitting around a fire, enjoying yourself, and enjoying the company of the people around you.
Yeah, fire's cool, too.
Yeah.
Fire is cool,
Fire is cool.
And hot as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's cool and hot. You know
Yeah,
we need that one. Thank you. We need
Fuck!
that one.
Nice. Gotcha.
We need that one.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Now we're set.
We're even.
Perfect. But no, there will always be bonfires and there will always be shenanigans. I don't know if I'll ever go that big again.
No, too much tomfoolery.
Too much tomfoolery, forever and ever.
Makes sense. So, we understand Doug and the Dying's been taking over the world pretty recently. I know you have a new project, more or less, coming. It's out. I know I heard a bit of it. That EP, it was live.
Yes. So that was basically our. We kind of got together at the end of the year because a lot of this stuff towards Nashville has been motivated by the idea that I got a phone call from Peter Taylor just being like, "Hey, I am in love with this gal and I am going to Nashville." And I was like, I could scream. But then I realized probably a good idea for all of us. So we all got together in the studio. We had 1 week and we recorded all of those tracks plus like 6 or 7 more demos that were just kind of crunchy. But we're taking those and that's kind of a taster so that the Living Live, the first piece, Lithium, I think is out on all the platforms. But the rest of those we're going to add together with the next album title still being thought of. But putting together a larger project to kind of land in Nashville with a bit of the New Mexico sound to see what's up.
Word. I will say, John Stax rocks, certified banger.
Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you
I
very
was
much.
a bit sad that my boy John and his rocks were not in studio today.
True. We should have thought about that. This is literally this is in the middle of me preparing like 8 or 9 different events. And so it's kind of like, more logistics.
Yeah.
Impossible.
That is true. I mean,
It's also a matter of just finding
finding good rocks.
Honestly,
There it is.
real problem. Actually, that's not true. Fun fact, for all of you avant-gardeners out there, if you're looking to build any raised beds with active rock features, go to the edge of Rio Rancho. They're tearing apart the mesa, and they have giant chunks of volcanic rock available in massive piles everywhere. If you go between 2:30 and 3:30, the security guards aren't there, and you can get those rocks for free.
And you can stack them.
And you can stack them!
Amazing.
That's the best part.
Nugget of knowledge.
I don't know. I think we just put that in the gray area of can we condone this?
There's no signs, fuck
Yeah,
it.
that's true. There is no signs.
There's no signs, and
If
Rio
you-
Rancho is a crime. There's that big beef.
Whoa.
Rio Rancho is a crime. It's terrible. We could have had more green chili sustainably or Rio Rancho, and we picked the worst option. If you are building anything in Rio Rancho, fuck you. And if you're part of the Santolina project, which is trying to build another Rio Rancho on the Patajito Mesa, big fuck you. I stand by that.
Rio Rancho squared.
Rio Rancho squared. What do we want? Green chili or another suburb? Think on it. Sorry, I'm heated. I'm real heated on
good.
this.
That's real
is getting
beef right
intense.
there.
Yeah,
No,
that's a legit.
That's actually. I gotta watch my
legitimate
blood
beef.
pressure. Actually,
Yeah.
That's legit.
Yeah, calm it down. Maybe we'll
Okay.
get you some
Got
kush.
some mint tea.
Kush. Mint tea.
Mint tea.
Mint tea. Yeah.
That's what I like. That's what I like.
So, very recently, UNM drops an advertisement for
Yeah.
Lobo's Got Talent that Damien found, and then we look closely, zoom and enhance. Is that Doug? I don't know if it's Doug. Kind of looks like Doug. Oh shit, it is Doug.
Yeah, it is Doug. Yeah.
That was
So
Doug prior to goatee.
So we had no idea you partook in that
Well,
that event. Or
I mean, I was a Lobo. Everyone's a Lobo. Woof, woof, woof. Just random hand signs. But no, it was a talent show. I did it my sophomore year or something. And it was like some song that I wrote with a friend of mine, but he couldn't make it. So literally it was just a bad recording that I did of his very good guitar playing. And we played August Packard, part of August James and the Lovesick Symphony. He's all sorts of an incredible act. They're in New York now. But we literally recorded it like off of my shitty microphone and played it over the speakers. And then it was just me singing by myself, and I wore this fur jacket on. It was bad.
Why?
But I won audience choice, specifically because they had a microphone to gauge how loud the stuff
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
And I just kind of snuck up, and I'm gonna hide this to prevent any blowout. But and I whistled as loud as I possibly could. I like snuck up on the mic and whistled as loud as I could. And they're like, "This guy won? How the hell?" I was like, so not only was I in Lobo's Got Talent, I cheated at Lobo's Got Talent.
damn,
Wow.
that's a big admission.
Wow,
man.
that's
This is
crazy.
like
I'm
when,
leaving, man. Ask me anything. I'm fucking ready.
this is like when Lance Armstrong admitted he was doping. You
I
know,
know.
It's-
Jesus.
you were
Oh,
ruining
also,
the-
I've been blood doped.
I don't know how that
Wow, that's crazy.
enhances performance in this scenario.
Yeah, exactly.
But Well, I think the Lobos Got Talent thing's bigger than the dope.
That's true.
Let's be honest here.
I think they gave me a $10 gift certificate to Chick-fil-A. I will pay that back. Actually, no, on principle, no, I won't. That was a good way to cheat.
Damn, hey, so someone could have had that fucking spicy sandwich meal and you robbed it.
I stole it.
Robbed
I'm a
it.
monster.
Monster.
Hi, my name is Doug, and I'm the worst person y'all have ever met.
Villain, bro.
That's what I'm here for.
Menace.
Look at my hat.
At large.
I have money sewn into my hat. That's a felony.
It is.
Mark, can you cover that up?
We'll just put a censor bar.
No, it's on the inside. It's fine.
Allegedly, it's
Allegedly.
Yeah.
It might not be money. It might be just paper counterfeit.
Counterfeit money.
Counterfeit.
That's a definite felony.
Yeah,
If
that's true.
it's not real money, it's not a felony. The counterfeit part, I don't know. If Secret Service follows you out to Nashville, you'll know you goofed.
They can come catch these hands.
Next to what's it called?
But don't fight.
APD. Yeah, no, don't fight.
Don't
Yeah,
fight.
it's true. Don't
Yeah. Right, no, they can catch these hands as I'm asking for forgiveness.
Oh,
Please.
exactly.
Please.
So, deity, this man, God bless him. So, my last question, of course, is in your departure, in loving Douggery, R.I.P.
Yeah.
What do you expect to achieve in your move to Nashville for your music? I mean, what's next for Doug?
Education.
Education.
Yeah. I can't afford grad school, so I'm going to just move to a bigger city. So I think in sincerity, like, each city that I've been to has a lesson. Like, you learn things from St. Paul that you wouldn't learn nowhere else. You learn things from New York City you'd learn from nowhere else. Nashville has a lot to teach me. I'm hoping I'm going to, develop a little bit more of that guitar sound that you can find, like, in the back hills. Like, there's a little town called Leaper's Fork, and there's a place called Puckett's of Leaper's Fork. Puckett's is a chain in Nashville, but the Puckett's of Leaper's Fork was the original. They sold out recently, but there's still some of those old crowd there. And there are people who play guitar in a way that really honors the tradition of the South. And I think that there's something Americana in that. Because that's the thing, I'm a medium guitar player, and I'm surrounded by excellent musicians, so I want to make sure that I can get on a certain level. But also, I'm hoping that we can get out there and using the sound that this place has inspired, make a difference. Because frankly, the whole idea behind Doug and the Dying is we're trying to address some of the challenges of being a whole human person. Life is hard, and then you fucking die. Yeah. And what we're trying to offer, and what I'm trying to offer with the poetry and everything else that we're trying to put into, is kind of the positive nihilist association with that, where you can look at Sisyphus rolling his boulder up the hill and laugh. Imagine Sisyphus smiling. Because frankly, we live in an absolutely insane time. And I want to express with our sound that just because the outside world is an insane and chaotic place, you can still carry joy with you and humor. And that's the only way to live in a chaotic world. A little bit of faith, a little bit of joy, a little bit of humor, perhaps a trumpet.
Trumpet optional, but your choice of instrument.
You can substitute, yeah, exactly. Your choice of instrument, that is helpful.
Drugs.
Or, well.
or is that counterproductive to the message?
Tricky.
Debatable. It's like a choose your own adventure.
Exactly.
Replace that fourth with whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the fourth is whatever your particular path to greater connection is in this world.
Yeah.
It's music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music,
Yeah.
best drug that there is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can't test positive for music either, so
Yeah, true.
there you go.
Well, you know what you can test positive for? Syphilis.
And I think we've come full circle.
Penicillin for life, baby, yeah. Catch these hands, Al Capone.
Hey, thoughts and prayers out to Capone,
Yeah.
I want to be clear that nothing.
I think we'll leave it there. We're already teetering the line here. Anyways, we're going to take a break after all that chaos, and we'll be coming back with some music production questions from the boy, Damien's an Alien. So, we'll be right back.
If I walk too quickly, I might fade away. So tell me, secret sweet one.
And we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
That's
we
their
are,
job.
we are back.
We are back.
Producer's Pit here. We are with Doug, and now joined by the Dying. because J-Dell's dying. So we got J-Dell, we got Corvin. J-Dell's a menace. First off.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah, this is well known. This guy.
You don't know what I'm gonna say on this show.
I'm actually very nervous.
Corvin, master banjo player.
Thank
I mean,
you.
you might be the best in history, but hey, we'll find that
I
out
would say
soon.
history, but
This millennia.
I'm getting decent.
Certainly recent history.
Definitely today.
Definitely today.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you'll
In
get,
this part of Albuquerque.
Yeah.
but you'll get to see him in action soon. So stay tuned. But first, we have some music production questions that we really couldn't ask without the supporting cast of Doug and the Dying. So, Damien, let's get into it.
Yeah, so you guys can go one by one if you want. But what do you think is the most crucial step when singing or songwriting when producing a new record?
So the songwriting is one thing and the producing is another. So I do a lot of the songwriting here in terms of the So I write all the songs where I'm playing guitar, and then where the songs I'm playing trumpet, J-Dell or Corbin has written a line on their instruments. And the thing is really beautiful about a group that's this talented is one of us can introduce something, and within like a couple hours, the rest of us can have full parts, fully set up for it because these guys know how to listen. Yeah, I have any thoughts on that?
I don't listen very well. I don't listen to you.
He just speaks.
You're just talented enough that you're playing perfectly.
Yeah.
Completely on coincidence.
That best guy.
You ever heard of Beethoven? That's how I do it.
With a piano?
All I hear is.
This is where we found out J-Dell's been deaf this entire time.
Yeah, dude, fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. That's the one lesson that y'all ought to learn.
If you were making the game, you know.
Yeah.
You have any thoughts on that, Corbin?
Well, I feel like we all just understand roles, just like specific roles that would, I don't know, sound good. There's not really much to it, I guess, but...
You bring up an interesting point. Like, we have, like, specific spaces in the sound that we inhabit.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows how to play as an ensemble. I feel like that's kind of like our hallmark.
Yeah.
A lot of my playing is like very subdued, kind of more textural than anything, because he's already playing chords. So there's that aspect to it, and like whenever we've played with like so many different bass players, but it's always like more subdued. And,
well, Pete is, of course, our official, like, he's in the band bass player. And, of course, we've had a lot of help from Teddy. We had Jay Bez play a show with us. I mean, we were hoping to have Edgar Wonder here with us later
Salt
on.
Bay cosplay? That was Edgar?
Yeah.
we haven't had him in since we interviewed him way back. He's an OG of the show.
Of course.
First episode in the studio.
Yeah. Well, we'll bring him back. We'll bring him on back. But that's, and you know, I was talking to Pete the other day, and that's where like a lot of the spark and like the soul of it comes a lot from people wanting to move, and that comes from the bass naturally, and also from our drum player Luke, looking to gig, frankly, and now the busiest drum player in Albuquerque.
Yeah. It's true. He worked with JD Nash.
Yeah. He's got 5 bands that he's a part of currently, and all the stickers are on the head of his drum.
Yeah.
We'll see it.
Infinity Stones.
Yeah, Infinity Stones. You got the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, the Infinity Stones is important. Yeah.
I've said this before, I'll say it again. Luke is the F-150 truck of drummers. He's just solid, old, reliable.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy. He just gets right to it. Love that boy.
He beats
Luke,
me to rehearsal most of the time.
Luke, if you're listening to this, I desire you.
You're looking at the wrong camera.
I didn't know which one to
It's that one.
That's what camera.
Lucas, I desire you sexually and as a friend. More importantly, as a friend.
I desire you as a friend, as a drum player, but also a little sexually.
Yeah. Corbin, what do you have to say?
Just purely sexually.
I don't want to make music with you ever again until we fuck.
All right. Yeah. A lot closer of a band than we thought.
We're very open.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I've kissed most of the members of.
Yeah.
That's how you build connections.
That is. It's, some people say it's playing music together. No, it's kissing. It's mostly kissing.
It's kissing.
Yeah.
Kissing hard too.
You know, it's a lot about little pecks. You'd be amazed how much information you can get across a little peck. Huh?
Yeah, right?
Whoa.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Doug the Dying, we bring that gay shit. What's up?
Yeah.
All right, on the topic of you guys collectively coming together.
God! Oh no! Oh, you said the worst thing. You said the worst thing.
What challenge has, came into fruition that wouldn't have never came into fruition if you guys weren't started working together? Like anything in the songwriting category, anything in the production category, what is there a specific thing that challenged you guys the most?
Well, for me, just being more professional of a musician, like caring about my instruments, showing up on time, things like that. It's yeah, I've had to really work on things like that, but
Well,
it's still a work in progress.
Corbin has never missed a rehearsal or a show. Ever.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking champion.
Perfect attendance.
Perfect attendance. Yeah, he gets a gold star for that.
Yeah.
But in terms, like for me, I think that the biggest thing that this is, like has helped me is like being able to play the trumpet at the front of the group. Like I couldn't do that if it was just me and the guitar at all. So having that space to have the trumpet be a part of it, that these guys free me to do that, which is really nice.
Yeah.
I forgot the question. But I will say, so not only speaking exclusively for like Doug and the Dying as a band, but earlier in 2021 when I was just starting to get on the scene as most people were, I did not want anything to do with guitar. I was like, I hate guitar. This instrument is a piece of shit. I just want to make beats. Just stuff that goes boom, that's what I wanted to do. And then I ended up going to an open mic, and now I'm like a guitar player in a folk band. So
There you go.
it's crazy how life works.
That's true.
That's also
You
so
know,
not so much a challenge, but there is like a difference in trajectory as far as like what I wanted to be doing.
And we had a similar story out of Pete because he was like, I don't really like playing bass, and then I talked to him like 3 shows later. He's like, I really like playing the fucking bass.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I really like about our sound in specific is it is very organic. Like this is something that kind of it's got a history to it because we're playing simply. It's most of our songs are like 3, 4, or 5 chords, and mostly in a loop. But the idea is I want to have music where a lot of people can come in and just play with us. And at our last Launchpad show, we had a tap dancer who joined us for a certain amount of time. We got some surprises coming up at our next show. But whatever the case, to have a simple song is to have a song that everybody can join in on. And I think that that's where you have music that really hits people because they can claim to be a part of it.
Yeah. And on the topic of a certain sound, is there any tips that you have that for any artist that can't really develop a sound but wants to, is there any tips that you guys have that helped you develop your sound?
Yes. If you're bad at writing songs, start writing them with other people. Give your unfinished ideas to other people so that they finish it for you so that you go, oh, this is how you develop an idea. Anybody can come up with like a set of chords, but I feel like it's really hard to just figure out what to do with that. And if somebody else gives it form, it gives you more insight as to how you can give it form yourself. You know what I mean? So collaboration is the best way, I think. That's why I feel like a lot of people start out in bands and then they all move on as solo musicians. I feel like that's kind of why, right? Everybody learns how to write songs in a band and then they go and do their own thing. So I feel like that's kind of number one.
I agree. And to add to that, just like open jams, honestly. Like if you fuck having somebody over to watch a movie or whatever the hell, have somebody over, have a jam. Just make music together. Because, in all things forever and ever, it's more fun when you have friends doing it as well. And exactly, like I think JDL put the really good point on that. You learn how other people do it, it makes you better.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got really nothing to add.
No, say something. You gotta say
You
something.
gotta say something.
What was the exact question one more time?
It was what anything that helped you individually develop a sound.
Oh, well, it's probably all just kind of came from all of the music that I've been listening to over the years since I was a little kid. Like I grew up sort of like with, I don't know, like a lot of punk rock influences in my life, like my mom, my dad, but later on, I started getting into like folk punk music or like, just like all of the weird little derivatives, and it's just fun to like try to make your own style, but kind of like following in the footsteps, of like not necessarily like what already has been done, but sort of with, for lack of a better word, but like it's just, I don't know, it's fun. It's like decorating time, it's just.
And he brings up a good point because we have 3 like particular influences here, like just on this stage that bring us to an interesting middle point because Corbin's got this folk punk heritage, J Dell's got this jam bands of upstate New York, and then I'm out here with whatever the fuck I'm doing, and then between those 3 points you have Doug and the Dying.
Yeah. Sounds good. So My next segment is called This or That. It's just like, it's Would You Rather. I mean,
Fantastic.
I'm going to give you two things. You're going to pick the one that you prefer.
All right, I'm ready.
So the first one is, would you rather play for a slow and intimate crowd or a crazy and packed crowd?
Crazy and packed.
Probably crazy impact.
Right, in fact, yeah. If I'm playing like trumpet by itself, really small, intimate, that's fun. But for Doug and the Dying, I want to,
Insanity.
yeah.
Yeah, just anything for me. I mean, like I play like a lot of funk music. That's like my favorite type of music to play, and it's like nothing is more gratifying than when people like dance to your music. So
Yeah.
definitely like a crazy rowdy show where people are like having a good time.
Yeah.
It's always ideal.
Whichever one they're giving the drink ticket at.
There he is.
Perfect. Now, would you guys rather have a jam in the middle of the desert, flatlands, or a jam in the mountains?
There's one specific, canyon.
Okay.
Canyon for the acoustics.
Yeah. Anything else?
Anything is fine by me as long as there's free drink tickets.
Is the mountain a venue, perchance?
All right. So my last one is collaboration or competition.
Collaboration.
Yeah, all the way.
Who said competition on your show?
Oh.
People?
I want to
Might be
compete with
somebody.
them.
I want to fucking
Oh, let's
I'll
fight
compete
them.
with them.
No,
Well, I
no
mean,
fighting.
you know, you guys might want to compete against Rio Rancho.
Yeah, you
or-
know,
Oh no,
the
Rio
beef,
Rancho is a
you know.
crime.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on that.
Speaking
Also,
of which, all of Poland.
yeah.
done with it. Not for current event reasons.
Listen, it's bad timing, my man. That's all I'm going to
Sorry.
say.
He's Romanian.
Yeah, I got a long-standing beef.
Yeah.
I would think somewhere else in the Balkans is where the beef stands. But okay.
Anyways, World War I aside, the Santolina project is a project put on by the Barclay Center in 2007. They're trying to build another Rio Rancho. Don't let them. Anyways, that's my piece.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. What was it like Pawnee and Eagleton? Is
Yeah.
that what it's called? Yeah,
Yeah.
Rio Rancho's like the Eagleton of.
The thing is,
Mexico.
that's happened a couple times to New Mexico. That was Arizona and New Mexico back in the day. Long stuff. Good stuff.
All right. I got one more this or that, actually.
Ready.
J-Del actually brought it up earlier. It's, would you rather eat your fingers or eat your toes?
Definitely my toes, because they're tastier.
How do you
why-
know
How
that?
are they tastier?
I mean, why do you think I'm wearing shoes right now?
Oh, you're building up to flavor or what? What's
No,
going on?
I ate them already.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would say toes for
Please.
sexual reasons. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy like
You're-
he's really into feet. He likes fucking feet.
Yeah.
like
we
people-
actually, I hope none of this is going in.
All this is going in.
No! Anyways, we had a song that we almost put on the album that was just, Corbin likes feet, and so does Pete. I said, Corbin likes feet, and so does Pete. It went on for 30 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's pretty
deep
good.
cut.
Deep cut.
That's
That's the C sides.
That's the secret album.
Doesn't he have to peel the album apart and play that?
It's a whole fucking like riddle fucking thing. Gotta
Yeah, exactly.
decode the Caesar
Exactly.
cipher.
You gotta answer the Sphinx riddle, and then you go from there. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You like play it backwards. And
Oh,
it's, like,
yeah.
some satanic message.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
There you go.
Illuminati, yeah.
Yeah.
Corbin like Satan, so to speak. Yeah, so the backwards, you know.
Exactly.
So is that true, Corbin? Would you rather eat your toes?
Okay, but you're asking three musicians. We need our fingies.
Yeah.
I don't play guitar with
That
toes.
is true. That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
I mean,
Can I eat J-Dell's toast?
No,
He already ate
not
it.
anymore.
You missed it out.
I'd let you, but
Oh.
you can't.
All right, moving on to the last question. Is there anybody that you guys haven't collaborated with, or a band you played in? Is there anybody you haven't worked with yet in New Mexico that you want to work with still?
Ooh. I've jammed with them a lot. I just want to I always want to make more music with Sun Sounds. Lots of fun. Lots of fucking fun. Like
easy pick.
we had one night I went over there after something that was going on at the Rupee, and we jammed for like 4 hours, and nothing particularly came out of it, but it was a lot of fun.
Wow, they're a fun group.
Yeah, Sun Sounds. Yeah, I'd probably also say Sun Sounds. Anybody of the Mangoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like half of Albuquerque.
Yeah, pretty much. But nah, they're really good.
One of the proto versions.
Munira. If
Yeah.
I could write something with Munira hit my line.
Hey.
Is that the camera?
Yeah, you were the right one. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
she's playing on our last show.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Hey.
go.
There we go.
Opportunities.
Game on.
Opportunity, shake some hands.
This
you know.
guy. having these connections left
Yeah,
and right.
exactly. We'll get you in a room together. We'll
Yeah.
Exactly.
make something happen.
Hell yeah.
For specifically a launchpad going away show.
Nice.
So for mine, man, I'd have to say THC Worm. I love those guys. They're so cool.
Ooh, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stu, my boy. Their drummer.
Yeah, nice.
One of them. Okay, well, never mind.
Well,
J-Del.
Oh, there it goes, there it goes. Wait.
Well, the band's over now.
Yeah, it is, or is it? Or is it?
Wait, there it goes.
Whoa! Is that a ghost? Speaking of ghosts, or what?
Excuse me.
It's stuck.
Don't break our lights.
All right, that's all I have. To say.
All right, go.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you.
J-Del.
Hey, the dying, man, crazy guys. J-Del's been doing laps all day.
Oh!
You need some horse tranks for this guy or something, though. You gotta get the dying in check. But
I could
That's
never
right.
stop him. Thank you for having us.
hey, well, we got a couple things. Well, hey, we got the performance coming soon, so we'll be right back.
What the fuck?
But you can't say why. 'Cause somehow though the world does change, the man walking the street, he stays the same, eternal. Glowing and free, I had to ask, how could I not seek the wisdom?
My name is Doug. We are the Dying. We got Corbin on the banjo over here. We got Luke on the drums. We got Mr. Edgar Wonder on the bass. And we got J-Del on the guitar. We are the Dying, and we love you very much. This is a song called We Got Time. Tell me, darling, what do you do when heaven sends its light to you? The bells are ringing me out of my mind. Someone saw a lovely day of joy and death and decay with tears in my eyes. I got time. We got time. Well, I had time. We got time. See what's wrong and to fight for what is right. I got time. We got time. I had time. We got time. Think about a life, yes, to fight for my life. Days they come and the days they go. I've been begging them to slow, but the light in my hand it shines bright. 'Cause I've been throwing days away on things that I cannot say will help me in this life fight. Tick tock, everyone still. Take a quick look at what's in your hand. Some say I'm old-fashioned, but I say it's a beast. We got time. I got time. We got time. See my life as something worth the fight. I got time. We got time. I have time. We got time to seek this world and to tell them all it's about time to die. You know, at the end of the day, we're all gonna die. Speaking of, this is a song called We're All Gonna Die. Ready? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was walking around one day looking for something to do. called up a friend of mine. I said, hey, how are you? We decided to go downtown to watch the river run by. But then we discovered the river had run dry, and we sang, good morning, we're all gonna die. Don't bother me with your questions, I don't care quite why. Good morning, we're all gonna die. You better pack your bags, son, and head to the other side. I went driving around one day, looking for something to see. Found myself down at the local pharmacy, and to my surprise, I did find a billion people waiting in line, trying to see if they caught the virus that ruined all our lives. And we sang, morning, we're all gonna die. Don't bother me with your questions, I don't care quite why. Good morning, we're all gonna die. Better pack your bags, son, head to the other side. I said, good morning, we're all gonna die. I went swimming in the rising sea. I took a look under the water to see what I could see. Oh, planes and planes, busting cars and books on Mars. You want to run to fly, things do change, and you will know it's all the same when you break your back, break your spine. Oh my God, you gotta open your mind. Oh, good morning, we're all gonna die. Don't bother me with your questions, I don't care quite why. Good morning, we're all gonna die. Better pack your bags, son, and head to the other side. I said, good morning, we're all gonna die.
And you're back with the Producer's Pit. Hey, they're dying some rowdy boys, that's for sure. But, yeah, ain't that the truth? So anyways, Doug, before you... There you go. Before you embark away from the great New Mexico, which, once again, makes us very sad.
Makes me sad, too.
Anything you want to plug, anything you want to let us know that's to expect from you in the coming days, you know, in future?
Absolutely. We've got our live EP, Doug and the Dying, Living Live, coming out pretty darn soon. We're working on some of the final pieces of it. And then we have our album that we're working on. We're recording at Rio Grande Studios, so that's going to be coming out in the next couple of months. Keep eyes out. We are on Instagram at Doug and the Dying. Come and see us sometime. We love you very, very much. And I promise you, New Mexico, we will be back.
And where can we find you on the internet? Where can we stream your stuff? All that.
And on all of the platforms at Doug and the Dying, and also me, Doug_Days. Wait, let me see if I can point. It's right there.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, look at that lower third. I'm Doug_Days, and yeah, we're going to be back. But for now, this is going to air after our next show, but we're going to have one more show, and then I'm going to jam around one more campfire, and then I am moving in to a house in Nashville with a cowboy killer and your boy Bonzo on the banjo.
It'll be a rowdy house. And our very last question, who do you want to see on the show in future?
Ronald Reagan.
Hey, he's dropping a new album soon, so.
Just kidding.
Oh, damn, you got me.
Surprise!
Whoa.
One day or another, I'd like to see... Damn, who hasn't already been on this show? You guys have been putting in some freaking work. Have y'all been Sun Sounds on here yet?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Nice.
I mean, he's on right now. What do you mean?
Stop! You're going to make me crazy. All right.
Or have we legitimately stumped our guests?
I think of most of the people who I would want on the show have been on the show. I think you kind of nailed. Oh, wait, have you had St. Levi and the Family Tree on?
Yeah, no. You gotta do the wide shot.
St. Levi and the Family Tree.
Yeah.
J-Dell's probably not. Good to know.
Yeah.
Those guys are probably menaces as a whole as well. That would be very chaotic.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
I'm down for it. We need some more Eric Andre shit. Well,
absolutely.
I think that's about it for today.
Yeah.
You know, hey, Instagram producers_Pit. That's where you can keep up with the show. YouTube Producers Pit, and of course Spotify. Same handle right there for the playlists. And goddamn, guys. Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. Anyways, for myself, for Damien's an Alien, for the PP Show crew who was working the cams today, for Studio 519, for Doug, we thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Producers Pit. This is, of course, us signing off. We'll see you on the next one as we say goodbye to a local Albuquerque legend. Makes us real sad, but we'll see you for the next one. All that's left to do is for Doug, play us out, my friend.
I'm Doug.
Oh, I had a price on my mind for what I might go and do. If I had enough to tell my love and my friends about the stories I did prove. Oh, it's not an easy road to the bottom, dear. But a little bit of sunshine is all you need to make your mind crystal clear. So tell me if you have to run away. Tell me if you want to find a little bit of sacred space. Cause if you got nothing in your pocket and nothing